This is the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. That's what I said. Black lives don't matter. What kind of up podcast is this? Black lives don't matter? Really? Man, who is this dude? Black guy? Wait, so a black man got a podcast called Black Lives Don't Matter. It's like President Obama waving the rebel flag. I done seen it all now. Maybe this is what it takes. Time to shine the light on all the times black life didn't matter. Talk your truth, brother. Listen up. Let's get down with this. Because if black lives really mattered, we wouldn't need a movement. Now would we? For full episodes, subscribe to Black Lives Don't Matter, where you get your podcasts.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. I'm your host, Darren Harris. What's happening, y'all? Man, I got some shit I want to talk about today. It's really kind of bothering me. It's been bothering me. I've seen it on the internet. And if you have the internet, chances are you've seen it too. And maybe not everybody's seen it. And if you haven't seen it, I'm just gonna go ahead and brief you over it. There's a couple of things that I saw actually. I'm just gonna get to the first one. There has been another case in Sarasota of walking while black, and it's getting to the point where this shit is starting to get ridiculous, man. Really, motherfuckers can't walk nowhere. We can't. The thing about it is people think that just because they live in a conglomerate in a certain area, in a particular area, we live in this area together as you know, this particular group of people. Let's just say that. Well, you know, I'm just going to say a group of white people. If white neighborhoods are like this, and they've always been like this. I've lived in several white neighborhoods, and in every neighborhood, I've always been questioned whether or not I should be there. Every single one. Every single one. But you know what? I continue to move there. Why? Because the shit is nice. Whole Foods is around the corner. Shit is nice. I deserve some fucking Whole Foods. And that's what I'm talking about. They treat you like you're not supposed to be here. Like you're not supposed to have this. This is theirs. That's why when you go on the other side of town and you see motherfucking Popeyes and Church's Chicken, you don't see that over on the other side. You really don't. The other side, the worst thing you see on the other side of town, I'll say, is PDQ Chicken, which I call it white people Popeyes, because that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is, because they will not put that. They will not put a Popeyes in those neighborhoods because they know what the food does to the people. I mean, just look around you. I mean, really, take a look around you. We're not as strong as we used to be, and it's because we don't see the long game. We just don't see it. We get like bamboozled, for lack of a better phrase. We just get the wool pulled over our eyes so easily. We are literally a fucking dog chasing squirrels. I mean, for real, black people, I'm just going to call it out, because you might get mad, but it's the truth, because every time something happens, we got to draw our attention away from what's really happening to focus on something that's been sensationalized. Take Diddy, for instance. Take that shit, for instance. You betcha, because I'll tell you right now, it's looking like our girl ain't going to win. You know, she had a 7-point lead. She done lost the whole shit. Now they dead even. I think we're headed for a fucking dictatorship, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, for other motherfuckers, I got a plan, but I ain't gonna disclose that right now. But if it goes that way, we're gonna be relegated to a situation where all of these new laws and these repeals of certain legislation or certain rights that govern the advancement of our race in this country, all that stuff is going to slowly but surely start being taken away and repealed and written in the fine print. And it really makes me angry when I hear somebody talking about I'm not a political person. You have to start being a political person, because that's why your life is fucked up. because you can't figure it out. You can't make the correlation between Diddy is on TV and some shit is about to happen to us. Some shit is about to go down. Some shit is taking our attention away from something. We can't do that. But that's why I can't rely on regular news, and that's cool. You know what I mean? That's why I rely on regular people. I rely on regular people to tell me what's really going on in the country, what's really going on. And that's why I commend this boy's mother for posting this video. You know what I'm saying? She posted this video to show what the real pulse of America is. That's really what's going on. All this kumbaya that motherfuckers are preaching is gonna happen. That shit is a lie, because these people obviously don't support Kamala Harris. You could just tell these motherfuckers don't by the way they treated this young man, just simply on sight. They didn't even know what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? And it was just so. And like I said, I'll break it down for you. So after Hurricane Milton, this kid ain't have no lights. A lot of people didn't have no fucking lights. So he was on the phone. He was on the phone with his girlfriend. He was trying to be on the phone with his girlfriend. So what did he do? He had bad reception. I'm sure it was hot in the house. You know what I'm saying? He got out and took a walk around his neighborhood. Right? Got out and took a walk around his neighborhood. His neighborhood, no less. He lived there. That's what I'm implying. He's walking around his neighborhood. And then one by one guy, hey, man, what are you doing? Hey, how you doing? Another guy, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, what are you doing here, buddy? What's going on? And they just start following this kid. And they're following this kid. And they're following this kid. And they're asking him all kind of questions. And then they're implying all kinds of things. And that's what I fucking hate. They start to imply things that aren't even true. One guy was like, oh, I saw you look at my wife. Man, shut the fuck up. Nobody looking at your baggy ass wife, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that shit. They always want to make up some sort of demonized reason to harass somebody that is simply minding their business. That shit should come with 30 days in jail. I mean, that's just where I stand on that. That should come with 30 days in jail. You know what I'm saying? At least 30 days. You know what I mean? Let's break it down. At most 30 days. Because let's break it down, folks. You want to stop racism? Add some jail time to some shit. Start adding jail time to shit. Jail time coupled with re-education. Okay? So you want to do some racist shit like follow some kid and pull out a weapon while he's walking down the street. Then you want to accuse him of some bullshit? Well, that's pretty much harassment. That's going to come with a little bit of jail time. You're going to get 30 days and you're going to get then you're going to get 6 months of community service in the hood, motherfucker. 6 months. And coupled with that, you're going to go to class. You're going to go to class and learn black history. The list goes on. If you really wanted to do it, if people was motivated to stop racism, they're making excuses why they won't stop it. Because, I mean, really, make it the same punishments that were given to slaves. If you made that the punishment for race-based crime, motherfuckers would want to. Let me rethink this a little bit. Let me learn a little bit more about some Pakistanis. I need to see what's going on with some Palestinians a little bit more. Because I mean, for real, man. If it has to come down to it, for real, because that's what happens to us. That's what's happening to us. We are being demonized and murdered in the streets justifiably in the name of God. It's fucking ridiculous. And I want to know, this is the question I have. When do we get to say we feel safe? I mean, we don't feel safe. When do we get to say that? When do black people get to say we don't feel safe in a situation and have people take us seriously? When is that going to happen? I mean, black people, we need to channel some Malcolm X up in this bitch. I mean, Martin is cool and everything. We still marching. We marching till the cows come home for shit like this. We marching our ass off. And we march our ass straight to motherfucking Popeyes and then straight ass home and then straight to fucking bed. That's what the fuck is happening. And we need to do something other than march. We need to stand up and be involved is what it is. Oh, what can I do? Fucking vote, man. Get your ass out there. Be involved. Look at your community. Get fed up with how you're living. Understand what's being done to you. But you can't. Because they got Diddy on TV. And they got Ice Spice's ass all over the fucking internet. That's what the fuck is going on. And that's why you can't see. That's why you will never see. That's why this will always happen. It's like the straight up sucker punch. It's like the hi, look over here while this fucking, they cocking this motherfucker up back here. And you just don't see it. And you just don't understand. And we live like we live. And we're more worried about if the nail salon and the fucking the Chinese weave store is going to be open so we can get our hair than we are about going to register to vote to change the fucking course of history in our country or keep it from reverting back in history. It's a shame, y'all. Something got to be done. Something has to be done. And we have to do it. We can't rely on anybody. We can't rely on anybody to do it. But you know, the thing that bothers me about that is we start doing shit and then we fall the fuck off. We start exploiting each other, or we start lying to each other. We start cheating each other. And that's all because we've never really had anything. So when we start getting shit, we covet it. Oh my God, wow, this is great. And then all of a sudden we want to be better than everybody. Now, I'm watching black pastors. I mean, this motherfucker had the nerve to say this. This shit came out of his faith. He said, there is no favor in helping the poor. He said, it doesn't do you any favor in God's eyes. It doesn't bring you any closer to the kingdom of heaven. You're a fucking idiot. And you should be boiled in fucking baby oil and lit on fire. I mean, that's what the fuck I think. To people who, I mean, because that's what they are preaching to people. They're making people understand and believe these things. It is a deep game, y'all. It's a really deep game. And if you just sitting around, it just makes me angry. It makes me sad. It makes me so frustrated because I see our black youth, and some of us are awakened. Some of us have woken up. Some of us have said, you know what? I'm tired of the way I see what's happening. And some of us have done that. But there's still a large majority of us that don't give a fuck about it. That still want to cater to a system that doesn't cater to them. They still want to gain acceptance in a power structure that has no room or space for them. All the way down to, I mean, and I finally see it. You know, I finally see a lot of what's going on. I mean, I really do. I see a lot of what's going on, especially with the election. I mean, we have our candidate. This is the first time. We could literally, I mean, well, like I said before, we're going to change history. And on November 5th, here in this country, history is going to be made here, one way or the other. It's going to change the course of the way that we know life today. Either we're going to have a black woman president or we're going to have a dictatorship. And that's a big deal. And that's a really big deal for black people because we never think that we're the ones on the chopping block, but we always end up being the ones on the chopping block. And the reason why is because they keep waving shiny shit at us. They keep waving and we keep falling for it. Tell them to keep their shiny shit. We need to be like the motherfucking leader of Burkina Faso and say, fuck you. You got 30 days to get the fuck up out of here because this is Africa. Fuck Sparta. Okay? So that's where we need to get, black people. In my personal opinion, that's where I need to get. I need everybody else to get there also. I need everybody else to get angry. Not angry enough angry enough to fight for what you believe. Angry enough to fight for something that is righteous, which is equality for all people. That's worth fighting for. But if you're sitting up here worried about fucking Diddy, you're gonna miss the fucking fight. You're gonna get knocked out before you even enter the fucking ring. Smarten up, folks. Yeah, that's fine. We all chasing bags and walking around, and I'm a bad bitch, and I'm a fucking boss, and all of this shit. Be a real boss, man. Be a real boss. Start building your communities. Start building your community. You got paper like that? You got influence like that? You got structure like that? Stop working for yourself and start working, because that's what the fuck they did. That's what the fuck they did. They worked as a conglomeration. They didn't work like, oh, me and my homies, we set this up and it's just us and I don't need no new friends. All that fucking stupid shit. Stop falling for it. Stop falling for it. Wake the fuck up and understand that motherfuckers is duping you. All right? I'm Darren Harris. This has been the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. Peace.
For full episodes, subscribe to Black Lives Don't Matter where you get your podcasts.